Okay, everybody, this is my spoiler review of Halo Episode 1, Contact. This was directed by Otto Bathurst and written by Kyle Killen and Stephen Kane. And an executive producer on this show is Steven Spielberg, which is really exciting. Yes, he's not contributing much. It's a position that's from a distance here, but this is a project he's wanted to happen and being brought to TV for a long time. It's been in developmental hell for almost a decade, so it's exciting to see it finally happen. And I was worried about the trailer when it came out, so I was keeping my expectations low here. And I am a huge Halo fan, video game wise. I've actually played the first three, and then I switched to PlayStation, so I don't play it as much. But some of the best memories of my life was playing just a local multiplayer with friends on Halo. I think I've played Halo 3 multiplayer about a billion times, and it's, again, some of the funnest moments of my life. So I was very excited for this series in general. And you know what? I'm actually very impressed so far. So jumping into episode 1, a show like this has to start with a big action sequence, right? And have a huge, exciting entrance for Master Chief. And it's cool because it gives a little, mystery in the beginning here that we're like, okay, where is he? Because it doesn't start the show with Master Chief, which I like. It starts with this character of Quan and in the city of Madrigal. And what was smart was that it gives us a nice little setup for tragedy here, right? That Quan would see her father die in front of her, that she would basically lose her city, and it also smartly develops how evil the Covenant is, this alien Covenant, and it gives a nice moment to kind of have a hero moment. This cliched superhero ending for the Master Chief, but it works for a character like him, right? You're even getting the superhero nods like Captain America does all the time. And look, the Master Chief looks amazing. His suit looks awesome. And I, in particular, loved in this episode how his visor looks and that they're showing you the reflection in the gold through his visor. I think it looks absolutely amazing. And you know what? I like that in an adaptation like this, they didn't mess with it. The suit's already awesome. They just made it look exactly like the video game character. And I think that was a smart move and to get that right and not get too cute with it. So I thought that he looked great. I also liked the first person point of view shots like you're playing the video game from Master Chief's point of view. I think sometimes people can think that's cheesy or corny, but I think it really worked here and they didn't overdo it. So I think that kind of gives a nice little love letter to the game. Just reminding you it's based off a video game, but not getting obsessed with it. I think it's awesome that we got to see energy swords already, and we got to even see a Banshee, which was really cool. So for video game fans, that kind of gives you those nerd excited feelings here. But now my TV brain of this, watching this, the thing that I wasn't so crazy about so far was I think Pablo Schreiber is amazing here, especially his humanity he's bringing to the role already, which I'm going to get into. But what I was a little turned off by was how similar he sounds to the Mandalorian. And it's hard to put in the back of your head because it's not really a knock on the show, but it's just the Mandalorian is the most popular show on TV right now. Whether you think it's great or not, ratings wise, it's a hit, right? So it's kind of common knowledge what the Mandalorian sounds like. So it's so similar and so soon. Like, it sounds exactly like him when he's walking around with the mask on. However, what gave me more hope away from that is that we get this brilliant ending where he does take off his mask early. So I'm happy it's not a show that's going to be where he has the mask on the whole time like the Mandalorian. That he did it early now that we got to see, okay, John 117 here and get more humanity to the part of Master Chief. So that kind of brought my worries down with that, brought it to an ease. I know it's tough to play a character like this and not sound like the Mandalorian, but it is similar. Like, you could literally put Pedro Pascal in that suit doing it. It's the exact same thing. So that kind of felt like I just wish was a little different. Now, how they use this relic that the Master Chief will find was smart because it's going to bring humanity to the Master Chief because he's getting these visions of his childhood, and that it's giving a thing that the Covenant wants to get. And it is really cool how good the Covenant leader we see here in his throne looks. It looks awesome, especially for TV. I thought it looks amazing, and I want to see more of him. I'm skeptical about the Blessed One right now. I'm going to hold my judgment on that. A little worried, but we'll see how she comes off. I don't want her to come off corny here, right? And it does a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe it gets better. We only saw her for a glimpse. Planet Reach looks amazing, and It looks right from the video games. And the UNSC headquarters itself inside looks awesome. I really like the actress here of Halsey. And I love how they're setting up Cortana here, the AI in Master Chief's helmet. We know from the video game. We get a glimpse of her here in the little tube, and that Halsey's planning. This is her big project, right? And that you can't trust Dr. Halsey, and that she has plans, that she's like the Dr. Frankenstein here, right? For Master Chief. And Cortana's cool because it's actually the original voice actress. And fun fact, Halsey, the actress of Halsey, was supposed to play Cortana, but they decided to bring in the voice actress of Cortana from the games and make her play Cortana, which I think is a smart move. And now that actress moves over to play Halsey, which I think also works. She kind of fits it perfectly. But I like they're adding this mystery to Cortana and how they're not starting off with Cortana a thing yet. It's a project in the works. Now, what made me excited is I already think that Quan's super likable, and so is Miranda Keyes. And I think they're both great young actresses so far. They're showing good chops. And again, that likability, they're not annoying. There's no one here you're rolling your eyes at as a character. So that's kind of an exciting thing. And I think Quan and Master Chief already have good chemistry off the start. I like this twist that Master Chief killed Quan's mother. And I like how they showed that visually with the camera going the other side in that moment. It was such a big moment. Changed everything. But it also, in my opinion, affected Master Chief here. And that's the mystery of this episode, right? Is like, wait a minute, Master Chief is a Spartan soldier, obeys orders no matter what. And this big reveal that he didn't obey orders here, and that he did the right thing, and that there is this moral compass developing, and he's trying to figure out why he did what he did. Because she's like, why would a Spartan do that? And he's like, I don't know. But I love this beautiful moment when he takes his helmet off, and the writing here shines, where he's like, if you want me dead, you need to aim up here. This was a standout moment of the premiere for me, and it's showing me the smart thing is that this show is valuing characters, and it's showing already it's valuing script, which is good, because a show like this could go off the rails quick, and it would be a huge red flag if it wasn't showing that it was paying attention to characters and it had all these paper thin characters. That's not the case here. Every character is getting a little bit of a character arc set up, and that is so important in a show like this, and will give it, you know, strength to fill out a whole season. And honestly, I like the intro. I like that it's simple, the intro title sequence, where it's just showing you a little bit of John here and then him becoming the suit, but looking at his hands, and it's kind of hinting to you too how we're gonna just go into this theme again of almost like a RoboCop, where it's like this man-machine kind of combo, but humanity coming through Master Chief. It's the only way you're gonna pull off a story like this. You can't just make him just this, you know, super soldier that has no feeling and no emotions, and is exploring that, which was smart. And we see this relic he found starts the ship. So I like that the exciting last line, literally, of Master Chief to Quan here is strap in, which to me is kind of him saying that to the audience, right? That, okay, this show looks great, had exciting action sequences here, and it gets you pumped up as a Halo fan, as a fan of the games. Like, okay, I think this looks really good. This should be exciting. It's a promising opener. Yes, it's not amazing, but for a video game adaptation that's had a lot of hype to it, that we've waited years for Halo, this is pretty solid. So I'm giving it an 8.7. I'm impressed. It exceeded my expectations, and I'm trying to look at it from two ways, because as a Halo fan, I think it actually serves Halo fans more. But I could see someone who's just a general TV fan who just knows nothing about Halo. I think it brings intrigue, but they might not be as excited. I think there is something there that's finding a balance, but I think it leans more towards the Halo audience at the moment, which I think is fine. And me being a Halo fan, I'm giving 8.7. As a TV fan, maybe it'd be a little lower, but I'm sticking with that for now. It's hard for me to judge it from that angle because I am a Halo fan, so I'm interested to see what people think that aren't Halo fans, what they thought of this first episode. Is it sucking you in or not? Let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know that. And if you're a Halo fan, if you like it, or if you're actually mad about things, I'd like to hear that as well. Because remember, I've only played the first 3 games, so I'm not as familiar with the newer stuff. But let me know. And what I do like, the showrunners have said what they're doing is that they want to make this its own story in the Halo universe, but not canon with the games, which I think is smart, because they want to keep it separate. They want the games to have their own story and not be relying on the show and vice versa. And you see a lot of influence from Star Wars, like I was saying, The Mandalorian, and we'll see if it does more of that as the series goes on. But let me know again what you thought of this episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll be doing every episode of Halo in detail recaps and reviews, so please make sure to subscribe. Please follow me at Steve Varley Show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for more of me. And I'll see you next time.